Hi there, we're back for part two. Sorry, this is going to be quite lengthy, going through all these different things. We're going to focus on peer feedback and teacher feedback in this part two video. So again, starting with what strategies do you currently use to teach and facilitate peer feedback on writing, and then let's build upon that. Some of this may be review, some of this might be completely new, some of this might be something you were taught a while ago, but now you're going to revisit. Hopefully you find something useful in this part. Not as a specific writing teacher, but more so asked to do writing in the classroom. I did have to dig deep to find some of these ideas, as far as like teacher tools to guide and facilitate effective peer feedback. The ARMS strategy versus the CUP strategy. So if we're either revising or editing, asking students to model this, maybe you already do this, but these might be a couple strategies that you consider to help with improving student writing and to keep your feedback and the peer feedback effective and efficient. So ARMS, add, remove, move, or substitute, and then CUPS, capitalization, usage, punctuation, or spelling. And I will let you read through those, but if you employ a strategy of one of these, if you're revising or you're editing, I think that's helpful for students as well, because when I taught, peer feedback wasn't used as effectively as it could have been, and I think part of that was I didn't give the students good strategies to use and employ when they were giving feedback to their peers. Some of them were highly motivated to do it, others just didn't know where to start, so when you ask them to give feedback, you get what you put into it, and I didn't put a lot into it. I just figured they'd be able to figure it out, and that was not a good strategy. So I would definitely employ something like this. From the elementary standpoint, and there's a video with this one as well. I won't play that video, but the tag strategy, tag your it. Tell the writer something you like, ask the writer a question, give the writer a positive suggestion. So when you think about young writers and when they're first starting out, it's really important that they are receiving constructive criticism. But in this case, and some of you who are elementary teachers, you know that positivity is really important here as we're first learning to write, and we know that our writing needs a lot of work. Secondary peer feedback strategy. So use the RED strategy. Useful phrases for marking. I think this is important too. So in my past experience, some students did use this already, but others, again, having this prompt would be helpful to them. So the RED strategy: relevant, example, detailed. You can follow this infographic here if you want to use that strategy. But again, setting these in front of students so they have something, and you model it for them, and they have something to work off of, I think you'll see that your peer feedback will improve. And so another thing that we can do is use comments for revision feedback. Having that dialogue on the side of your paper, the digital copy here, and even using the new comment feature where the bubble pops up right when you highlight something. This creates a nice way to have a dialogue with a student as they are doing some editing. And also, when you are replying, a great way to keep students on track, just using the plus sign and then putting in their email address. Again, specific comments for specific areas. Really focus in on this paragraph, really focus on this paragraph. You need to completely rework this one. Here's why, type of thing. And really honing in on certain things, especially for students that struggle in certain areas, and they do. The comment feature is invaluable for that. Suggestion mode. I can't say that I use suggestion mode a lot in Google Docs. I think it's very valuable, but I did use it a lot in graduate school in Microsoft Word. But nonetheless, clicking on the pencil icon in the upper right-hand corner to change to the suggested editing mode. When the collaborator makes a change, a new color is displayed. The suggested change appears in the form of a comment. I think that's a great way another useful way to mark up a paper and give feedback. And you can still comment as well when you do that. If you need more information about that, you can learn about it from the Google Guru. I won't go into that further detail. Teacher feedback. On the teacher side of things, again, what strategies do you use to efficiently give feedback and grade student writing? This can be quite the task, especially when you see 70, 80, 90, 100 students in a day. They're all doing some sort of writing for their final assignment. Getting through 100 different pieces of writing and giving effective feedback, it can be quite the daunting task. So what strategies do you use? How can we add to those strategies? How can we revise those strategies? That's what we're going to focus on in this part of the video. Kaizena or Kaizena, it really does depend on how you pronounce it, but it's actually pronounced probably better in this video here. But giving audio comments and providing support resources via Kaizena is really a powerful tool. They've improved immensely, and they continue to get better. I don't know how good it'll load here, but simply signing up with Google, trying this out with a piece of work, and then building profiles. Basically what it does is it builds a profile for your students, like an ongoing threaded discussion. I don't know, kind of like Tumblr. I don't know if that's a good reference or not, but they're going to see information in form of text, audio, maybe videos of different strategies that they can access here when they are focusing in on some sort of content, and then maybe a rubric piece. And so when the instructor can give feedback in this format, they can give deeper feedback, They can reference videos which students can watch over and over again so they can work on a specific skill. And when you are creating comments as a teacher, you can save a lot of those constructive feedback so you can stop repeating yourself. You can also use the lessons to stop repeating yourself. But also I was going to say, when you create comments, maybe you have a specific comment you'd like to share to every single student. You can already have that created ahead of time, and then you can just embed it in your comment stream. I would call it a stream, kind of like a Tumblr blog. I don't know how you want to reference this, but it's a great way to provide deeper, more expansive feedback, but in a easier amount of time, given a lot of this can already be built in. Obviously, the audio feedback won't be, but other things are built in for you. Great tool. Please try that out. Again, using suggestion mode to grade final draft and improve for publishing. Those last few suggestions as students, get to that publishing stance, we get to that state, suggestions work really well instead of comments, so they can see where it's at, they can make those final edits, and then publish. Another thing you can do is use keyboard shortcuts for efficient commenting. So to insert a comment, Control-Alt-M. Submit a comment, Control-Enter. I do want you to try these out. So if you have someone in class that you want to share a document with, and just maybe grab a piece of writing somewhere online, just paste it into a doc, or maybe write up a short paragraph, then try some of these features. So try it with someone in the class, or you can send it to me, or find someone, a coworker or a spouse, one of your children, if they're old enough, find someone so you can try these out, and you can start using some of those keyboard shortcuts. And that is it. There was more to come. Those are just some ideas to get you started. I really think Kaizena is really a fabulous tool, something you should definitely consider. And then any of those tools that are embedded within Google Docs and how you might use them to support student writing, really to get students started in their drafting process, are really good as well.